What's going on, guys? My name is Yellow S2K and I'm playing some MXGP2, and this is going to be my review of the game and just my thoughts, and it's going to be just totally live, and I'm going to walk you through what's available first, and then I'm going to show you a little bit of writing in the game and let you know what I think. First things first, this is a good game and it's worth buying. Maybe a spoiler, but you guys need to know that. I know a lot of you guys know how I feel about games like Supercross or Alive, how I don't really like how they're restrictive. You know, I like how Reflex and MX Simulator, you have a lot of control over the rider, and it's just not restricted at all. In this game, it is restricted, similar to Alive and Supercross, but this game does a few things better. And that being, you have a rear brake, and just the way the back end can slide out on you, you can weight the outside peg. Those types of things make this a game that I actually like better than Alive and Supercross, and you need to know that. I would say the same thing about MXGP1, but this game has a few things that, as far as features, that make it just that much better. The graphics are a little bit better, and you'll see that as we go. But first things first, I'm going to show you just the features that you have, and I'm going to try to blast through this, so just to not waste you guys' time. MXGP, basically, so you have MXGP, which would just be your nationals, basically, and then you have a stadium series, which would be your Supercross. So for each of these, you have Grand Prix, so just a single race, championship, or time attack. So say you hop into a Grand Prix, you have all these different pro riders. If you select official riders, you know, both classes, 250 and 450. There's Villapoto. Obviously, you have all these different riders, and this is just like half of them. You know what I mean? So obviously you have all the 250 riders as well, just so many riders, and look how nice this looks. It's just really well made, all the photos of the dudes, and yeah, it's just really, really nice looking, you know what I mean? All the interfaces of this game just are really, really nice. I wish you know, games like Supercross would have stuff like this. And then as far as your tracks go, you have obviously just all of the tracks. Let's see, boom, 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 all of these, and they're all really great tracks. And there's Glen Helen, for example, for all the Americans. But yeah, even just the pictures. I mean, all the real pictures of the track. It just looks so cool. I wish we had something like this for the AMA series. But as far as your options go for each race, obviously you can do a single race, 2 races, you can do qualifying, you can do a full weekend, which includes practice, qualifying, and race. Your AI, let's see, your AI difficulty, you know, you have a few: easy, medium, hard, and realistic. Obviously I have it on realistic. The better you get, the more you're going to want to swing towards realistic. But it is hard. It's harder than the first game. It's harder than the first MXGP. Physics, obviously you have options for that, but really you're going to want to go to Pro, so you have as much control over the rider as possible. And on Pro, you can't make it where both your brakes do one thing. So I'm using an Xbox 360 controller. So my left trigger is my front brake, and push A button, and that is my back brake, which is really cool. The back brake is one of the best things about this game. You can change it where they control the rider, or the weight of the rider. Obviously you want to control all that, right? And then you can also do a manual or semi-auto transmission. So that's all your options for basically everything. And that's all of your nationals, obviously your MXGPs, but they do have a stadium series here. Same thing here, single race, championship, or whatever. Same riders, but tracks, there's only 4 of them, which kind of sucks, but hopefully they'll be adding more in. But really, these tracks are actually pretty good, and I'll show you that. I'm going to do a little bit of nationals riding, I'm going to do a little bit of riding on the test track, and then I'm also going to do a little bit of this just to show you what it's like. Probably just do like a lap on each to give you a quick idea. So that's pretty cool, right? You have indoors, you have outdoors, and you have a lot of tracks and a lot of different rider choices. As far as other choices go, I'm going to kind of skip around here. But as far as other really cool choices that you have, is the customization. You hop into bikes, and say, you know, I bought a Husky. So I bought this bike, and then you hop in and you can customize it. And this is, I mean, look how pretty this is. Oh, how awesome is that, right? With all your different bikes. So obviously you have your graphics kit. Just 3 different companies for this, but there's quite a few, whoops, wrong one. There's quite a few options in some of these. I mean, a lot of different stuff, and they look pretty cool, right? Lots of variation, and then you can actually do custom stuff. I'm not sure how it works, but I know Dio he had a guy make him a custom his own bike. So there's options out there for sure, which is really, really cool and good thing to hear. So anyway, that's just a good idea of that, which is probably your most limited customization as far as what's available stock. But like I said, you can do custom stuff. So you have all these different options: handlebars, bar pad, grips, handguards, exhaust, rims, suspension, rotors, tires, and then accessories, which is pretty cool. You can see I'm changing all the triple clamps and everything, your hubs. You can change those to different colors, and you have a lot of different options for that. So say you wanted to do something like, that's pretty ugly gold. But you know what I mean. You have a lot of different options. And let me, for example, exhaust. I already have an exhaust on this bike, but let me show you for FMF. Boom, you can throw these different exhausts on there and it looks sweet. I mean, how cool is that? And you actually have a lot of different options. I mean, this is actually only has one, but I mean, look at this. Just so many different companies, and just changes the look so much, and it just looks so pretty. You know, it just really does. And that's just exhaust. Let me get into something a little bit different. Say handguards. Look at all the different companies that have handguards here. Say you want to go to UFO. They even have the ones that Dio has on his bike, and I thought they looked cool, so I bought them as well. Like I have a set of these in my garage right now. They're actually not on my bike yet, but you know, just a lot of, and that's just UFO. I mean, say we wanted to throw some Renthal ones on there. I mean, just lots of different options for all of this. You know, the Cherubies ones that you see everybody running, you know, just a lot of different options, and it's just insane. The customization is sweet. I mean, this is what a lot of people run. And it just looks awesome, man. Really, really cool. And the customization is just, oh god, probably one of the coolest things about this game, for sure. You know, obviously you can put different tires. Look, check out the suspension. Throw a set of Race Tech forks on this thing, and they're all gold. I mean, you could set up a really sick bike, and that's something that you guys need to know. I wanted to show you guys this a little bit more in depth. So that's with the bike. Obviously you can do the same thing with the rider, and there's pretty much just as many choices, which is really, really cool. If you hop over to the rider outfit, you have two different outfits, so you can, you know, set up one and save them both basically, and switch between whatever you want, which is another good feature. Say you come to helmets. Let's go, hell, whatever, Thor. I mean, look at all the different options. There's a bunch of helmets. I mean, that's just Thor. And look at all the different companies in here. Say you wanted to check out Shoei. I mean, boom, boom, boom. All these different things. And it's the same thing for each one of these categories. Say you wanted to throw some 100% goggles on it. Look at all the different options for 100%. And they look so good. And look at the garage and the shop or whatever in the background. It just looks awesome, man. Just the amount of customization in this game is a huge, huge bonus. You know, same thing with boots. Just the whole setup. You know, holy crap! Look at the options you have. It's incredible, and that's just one company out of the mix. You know what I mean? Just really, really cool. I wanted to show you guys that customization first, because you know, a lot of people care about that stuff. So when we get back to other content that you have available, and I want to blast through this so I can show you gameplay. You know, your career, obviously, when you hop into career, it's the same as kind of the previous one. You can either have your own team where you can customize your own bike, or you can join a team where you don't get to customize your bike. So I like to customize stuff, so I'd rather be on my own team, I guess. But, you know, the magazine, that kind of stuff, you have like your emails and things like that you can go through that they send you, and sponsor interest. Which is pretty cool, actually. All these sponsors you can sign with, and it's the same thing. They show you the percentage that they're interested in you with, as well as same thing with the teams. They show you like the teams that have any interest in you, you know, and you develop that, and then you can join a team if you want. So pretty cool, you know, same thing as the previous game for the most part. But you do have this test track, which is something pretty cool. We'll hop into that in a second. Other stuff with your single player, it's really cool. You can do a full MXDN. So say you select your nation, say you want to do USA. I mean, there you got Barsha, Martin, and Webb. You hop in there and you can actually select track. You can do a few of the different MXDNs over the years, which is really cool. I mean, if you want to hop onto Lommel and go there, and so the US can just get stomped like we did in real life, you know, that kind of thing. It's really cool. It's another great feature. Just more content, which is what we want to see. And then you have real events. So basically this one, you hop in and Ryan Villapoto stalls the bike on the gate like it happened in real life. And then you're in as Ryan Villapoto, and you have to try to catch up and do the best you can. And you basically complete both of these, then you unlock the next one, then you unlock the next one, and that kind of thing. And look how many there are. I mean, this is going to be a whole series I'm going to do of just going through these. So just really, really cool. So that covers really, I mean, most of that content. Obviously, you have multiplayer. I'll touch on this really quickly. You can search a match, and you can see there's only a few going on right now, but you know, it's a weird time of day. But you know, you hop on here and you have all these different, you can just pull, and it is a little laggy, but I'm assuming they're going to improve it, and it's actually not that bad. Obviously, you can create a match, you have a lot of different selections. I don't want to bore you guys too much. The multiplayer is actually pretty good. It's actually pretty sweet. If you go to downloadable content, basically you can just download a couple different replica equipments. Nothing too exciting at the moment, but I'm sure more stuff is going to come. So we're gonna hop into single player. We're gonna hop into the test track, which there's like a national and a Supercross track. We're gonna be we'll be Ryan Villapoto, may as well. And again, I have it on like just the pro setting, like the hardest physics basically. I'm not changing my own gears. I don't really care to do that in this game. I'd rather save that for games that I think it'll feel better on basically. So it's pretty cool. You can have your records here. Obviously, you can set up your bike, that kind of thing. And it's just like just free ride, you know. And when you hop onto a track here, let's hop over to the nationals. I think there's just one nationals and one Supercross. Split the difference here. But you can see if it push RB, it'll start a timed lap. So if I push RB, I can start on the gate and just try to put laps in, which is a really cool feature. It's nice to be able to do that, or you can just do your little free roam, that kind of thing. So let me just talk a little bit about the physics of the game. Obviously that's what most of you are probably here for, and maybe the majority of you already left. But I wanted to show you the content first before I got into my opinions on the game, because this is a little bit more controversial and doesn't really necessarily, you know, it's subjective. But I think this is a great game for a few reasons. Your whips kind of suck, your in-air physics suck, but look at the movement you have on your rider even without whipping. Way more than the previous game, which is definitely a benefit. Let me hit another jump and I'll show you, I'll wiggle around and kind of show you how much movement you have. I mean, it's not a lot, but look at that, you know. I can move all of that without whipping. But to whip, you put both of your sticks, again, I'm using an Xbox 360 controller, you pull both of your joysticks facing each other or facing away from each other, and that does different whips and different. So basically, face them in opposite directions and it throws a whip. You can hold them longer for a longer whip, which is nice, so it's not just a completely canned whip. But it is, you know, it's a setup, predetermined whip. But you can kind of throw a little bit of style on each whip, nonetheless. Look at the elevation change, so cool. Dio was actually talking about that when we were playing together. It's like the elevation change in this game, it feels so much different than other games, which is cool. But so, obviously that's your in-air physics, you know, it's nothing special, but it's cool. I mean, look, we'll try to throw a little whip over this. Big over jump. I didn't realize that was a tiny one, but it can look okay, especially on some of the big singles. It's like a big scrub. It can actually look pretty cool. A little ugly there, but as far as cornering goes, that's one of the things that's probably this game's best strength as far as physics. Look, I can get on my back brake and slide that back end around, and that's a really cool feature. Again, I'm pushing A for my back brake, so I have a front and a back brake, which is same as the first game. But, you know, I'll get on the back brake a little bit to have my back end slide a little bit out, and then I'll get on it hard and lean in, that kind of thing. And you just have a lot of control, and it actually works really well. It takes a little bit to get used to, and at the beginning I was like, oh, great, this game sucks. But then I played it a little bit more and learned how to appreciate it. And honestly, it does it really well. The cornering in this game is a hell of a lot of fun. And if you're really on it, I mean, this test track, I actually don't like the test track, the Nationals one, that much. But when you get onto an actual Nationals track, man, you can get a serious bit of flow going, where you're in a groove, you know, and you're having the back end slide around, and you're weighting your outside peg. You know, right here, I'll weight the outside peg as I go around so I don't slide out. And really, you don't slide out as easily as you did in MXGP 1, and it's actually a good thing. I'm on the fence about it, but for most people, I think it'll be a good thing. And so it's just really cool. Again, on your jumps, you're just leaning back to preload, or you can not lean back and you won't go as far, that kind of thing. Pretty simple. No seat bounces, none of that kind of thing. But it's pretty solid. The physics of this game, once you actually get into some races, that's kind of a sketchy section. You know, once you get into some races, it is what it is. But look at this. This is another function that you have, rewinding. Kind of like the dirt games, you know, Dirt 3, Dirt 2, Dirt Rally, that kind of thing. I'll just start it from here if I want, and you have that in the races if you want. Obviously, it's an optional feature. So let's go quit session here. We'll go over to this Supercross track just to give you an idea. I don't want to spend too much time on this because I want to show you the actual Supercross tracks in the game. But I just want to show you this test track is pretty cool. What a great area to try to work on, you know, if you're going to mess with settings on your bike or you got a new part on it, go out to the test track. It's just another great feature. It's one of those things that's like, hell yeah, put that in the game. So another thing as far as riding the bike and cornering, and obviously I said you have your rear brake, your front brake, but another thing that you have is a clutch. So you'll clutch out of corners. So this is kind of a tight corner, I'll clutch. That was pretty shitty. Let me turn around here. So you kind of turn in, rev your clutch up a little bit, and it gives you just that little bit of a boost. It's not, we're not talking Supercross, but you know, a little bit of a boost. And it's actually pretty cool. Like it's not like something silly. It just gives you that little bit extra, you know, like you're clutching out of a corner in real life. But it's pretty cool. The steering is a little bit different. You got to get used to it. It's easy to steer too much, to turn too hard into a corner, that kind of thing. But once you get the hang of it, it does take a little bit of time. You'll learn to appreciate it. And that's why it does these things just a little bit better than I'd say Supercross, Alive, that kind of thing. Wheelie through the loops. Trying to just mess around there. But anyway, that gives you an idea what the test track is like. Let me hop onto an actual Nationals track, and then I'm actually going to hop onto a Supercross track as well, just to show you what that's like. And we can just keep kind of blabbing about the physics of the game. Nope, not career. Let's see, we'll just do a solo one. Track, sure, we'll do whatever track it's on. And this will just give you an idea what kind of things look like, and you can get an idea what the AI is like as well, which is obviously an important thing of a game. The AI is a little bit difficult, but I have a couple little nitpicks on it. And I know this is maybe a longer review than some people would like, but I know some people want to hear kind of what I actually think about the game. So this is it. The starts, you know, you got your clutch, lean forward, pretty simple. The starts are all really competitive, which makes it kind of fun. You can see, look at all those guys getting by me, and I had a pretty good start. But check this out. Kind of go, oh shit. See, you can whip too far, which is another cool thing. And the crashes in this game are actually a lot better. So you can see the AI aren't great. I mean, they follow each other a lot, that kind of thing. But once you get into some actual battles and stuff, it's not bad. You know, when you're battling like one-on-one with a guy, you can actually have a lot of fun with it. Again, back brake, hard on the gas to the inside, back in, sliding around. Then I'm like weighting the outside peg so I don't slide out. That kind of thing. I'll try to just battle fairly and not try to take anybody out or anything. Let's try to make some moves here so you can get an idea of the difficulty here on realistic difficulty. They're not easy, and that's a good thing. That's a very, very good thing. Try to get to the inside here. Go, 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 go. Try to see if I can launch this. Oh man, I was actually going to get around a lot of guys there. Look at this little step down. This is pretty cool. So the tracks are awesome. The tracks are fantastic, really. I have a lot of fun with these tracks. One thing I do have to say is I'm surprised I didn't go down there. If you charge to the inside of somebody and kind of rub against them, there's a high chance that you're going to crash. So you have to be a little bit careful. Like, let's see. Let's see if I can maybe make it happen here. Very tight stuff. Some of these tracks have some real tight sections. Check out this line. Outside, nobody took it, but I can get, if I clear over that double, you can get the power down a little bit sooner than the rest of those guys, which is a pretty cool one. Again, this is pretty sweet. God, I don't know why I'm doing that. I'm trying to throw a big one, but you can actually make that look pretty sweet over that. I'll actually do another lap. Why not, right? Making a long video, may as well go with it. Let you guys know what I really think here. So let me see if I can charge up the inside of somebody here. Not quite, but you can see the way the back end comes around, and I actually have to fiddle with it. I can't just pin it. I'm not just pinning it. I'm like just making the back end slide out, and then I'm kind of weighting the outside peg, leaning the opposite direction so I don't slide out, that kind of thing. Over jump there. So, that wasn't a good example, but you can basically low side when you hit people pretty easily. But that gives you an idea of the difficulty of these guys, and you know, I think this track is a pretty simple track, so it doesn't show it very well. You do have a free camera, which is actually pretty cool. You're going to see some of this in thumbnails and stuff like that. Turn off the HUD and then, you know, use this as a thumbnail, for example. And there's some good options, you know, some zooming, things like that. So, pretty cool. I just want to give you guys a good idea of what this game's like. I know we're at 20 minutes at this point, so I want to kind of tie things down here. I'm going to show you just a quick Supercross, and I'll let you know what I think of the physics and how it works with Supercross. Let's go to track. We're going to do Diamond Stadium 1 because I've spent a little bit of time on this track. Alrighty. Go to track. Let's see what we can do here. Now, like I said, the Supercross, or you know, stadium events, whatever the hell they call it, is actually pretty good. I haven't played with the AI on very much, but I want to show you. Hopefully, I can get out front and I can kind of show you the physics, the game, and how it works really well, actually. And these tracks are actually pretty cool. It's a shame there's only 4. I will say that is a bummer, but man, it's not like it's like, oh, why'd they throw Supercross in there? It's gimmicky, it's shitty, and that's honestly what I was expecting coming into this. You see some quads, some fun stuff, get that back end to slide around. I'm actually going to double up here. There is a triple there, but it's hard to hit. So it's going to be hard to show you the physics and how it works with all these AI and everything everywhere. I'm just casing things, which isn't going to give you a good idea what it's like. So let me try to get a little bit of space. But basically the gist is that it works really, really well. And you can see the tracks are actually pretty cool. This is pretty solid for a Supercross track. I figured it would be like a live Supercross tracks that just really were kind of a letdown, and especially since there weren't very many and they weren't very good. I mean, it's the same situation here, but I'd say these, sorry dude, I'd say these tracks are actually pretty good. I'm not doing them very much justice at the moment. This is pretty cool. Look at this. You jump over, land, and quad out. And you can throw it inside of people. And multiplayer is actually a lot of fun on these. I was playing with Dio and we were having a blast. You know, throwing it in on each other, pushing each other wide. You can have a lot of battles on this game because you don't crash as easy as you do on something like Reflex. So anyway, that gives you a good idea of what the Supercross is like. You know, it's nothing special, but it is pretty cool. So anyway, guys, that's kind of my gist of this game. It is totally worth buying. Once you spend a little bit of time, you're going to think it's kind of weird at first, but you get into it and get where you're having that back end slide around and trying to chase people down, and the career and customizing everything, and all the other different features like the Motocross the Nations, the real events, going through that, working on your bike and putting a new pipe on it and then testing it out at the test track, and it actually feels different. There's a lot of cool things that make this track really something worth buying. Any Moto fan needs to buy this game. Scrap up the money and let me know. I know Moto, Dio, myself, Moto gave us a link where you can buy this for significantly cheaper. So there are options out there. But anyway, guys, that is my kind of in-depth review of what I think of this game. You know, 25 minutes or so. It's a long one, but I wanted everybody to know exactly what I thought and what is actually in this game. So anyway, thank you for sticking around if anyone did, and I really appreciate it. And yeah, until next time, guys, I will talk to you later. Peace out.